Hi guys, it's Deb here with Creative Life. Thanks for joining me today, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So for today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a folio. And it's going to be a really simple folio, so not a whole lot of pages or ins and outs, flips and flaps and all that. But you can definitely add those to this folio if you have a lot more photos. I don't have a whole lot of photos for this folio, so it's going to be really simple and easy folio, okay? So what you're going to need is some 8.5 by 11-inch paper, and this is just my regular black cardstock, okay, premium black cardstock. Then I have two 12 by 12 sheets here. Now I'm using 110 pounds for the outside of this folio, but you can use whatever you want. You can even use your 8.5 by 11, but you might need to cut an additional size or side piece to attach to your folio, okay? So our folio is actually going to be about 8.5 by what we're using this. So it's probably going to be around 8.5 by 7, I think, is what it's going to turn out like. So so what we're going to do first is with our 12 by 12 sheets. Oops, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and cut these at 8.5, and we're going to leave them at 12 inches. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and trim these down. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to put these to the side. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut. We're going to cut everything out first, and then we'll put it together. Okay. So the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need two sheets of your black cardstock, and you're going to cut these at 7.5 by 8.5. Okay. So basically, you're going to leave them at this side here because this is 8.5 this way, and you're going to turn it and then cut it at 7.5 inches right here. Okay, just like that. All right, so these are our 7.5 by 8.5 inch, and we are going to score these. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch, okay, on the left hand side. Okay, and that's why I put that arrow there so you could see we're going to score there. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move those off to the side. Then you're going to need one additional sheet, okay, of your cardstock, and you are going to need to cut this at 6 7/8 by 8.5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this at 6 7/8, and excuse the wind, you guys. It is really crazy out there. So this is our 6 7/8 by 8.5, and you are going to score. We're going to actually score twice on this one. Okay, so you're going to score, I believe, at a 1/2 inch, and then at let's see, a 1/2 inch, and then at 5/8 inch. I believe that's where we're going to score. That's how I had written it out. So a 1/2 inch, and I don't know where those marks came from. A 1/2 inch, and then 5/8 of an inch up here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut out some waterfall pieces. Your waterfall pieces, you can use some scraps, whatever you want to do. Okay, and for your waterfalls, you're going to make them 4.5 by 6 with your score mark a 1/2 inch on the left hand side of the 4.5. Okay, so you're going to cut 4 of these at 4.5 by 6. Okay, and 4.5 by 6. You're going to score, okay, a 1/2 inch on the left hand side. Okay, and that 1/2 inch again is on the 4-inch side, 4.5 inch side. Okay, on the 4.5 inch side. Okay, so just like that. So I'm going to leave that up for you a second. All right, so again, you're going to need 4 of those, all right, and you are going to need some magnets, okay? And so next we're going to go ahead and we're going to score. Now I did cut those waterfall pieces out earlier, okay? They're pretty easy to create, but in case you need a visual, so this would be my 4.5 inch piece, okay? And so this is my 4.5 inch piece, okay? And I have it laying flat on my scoreboard, okay? And you would just go ahead and score down a 1/2 inch, okay? And you're going to do that for all 4 of your pieces of your waterfall, okay? So that's how you're going to do that. The next piece we have is our 6 1/8 inch piece, okay? And that is going to go at the top of your scoreboard, and you're going to go ahead and score that here at a 1/2 inch, all right? Just like that. And then, you know what? We're going to go ahead and score that at 3/8 of an inch instead of the 5/8. So let's go ahead and score that at the 3/8, or yeah, the 3/4 of an inch, sorry. 3/4 of an inch. Let me go ahead and erase this part right here. So we're just making a little bit bigger, okay? So again, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch and then 3/4 of an inch, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and just fold that down just like that and put that off to the side. And then for your other pages, your 2 pages that are 7.5 by 8.5, all right, 7.5 by 8.5, you're going to go ahead and score a 1/2 inch down on the 7.5 inch side, okay? Whoops, I don't know what happened there. There we go, just like that. Alrighty. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to just fold those back. Alright. Then we've got our 8.5 by 12 inch pieces, and we're going to lay those across our scoreboard, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to score at 1 inch, and this is on one of them, okay? On one of them, you're going to score at 1 inch, and then you're going to score at 8 inches, okay? So we're going to score at 8 inches. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and make that just a little bit more. There we go. The second piece, okay, again, you're going to go ahead and you're going to score. Oh, here goes my alarm, you guys. You're going to score at 1 inch. Okay. And then you're going to score at, hold on one second. I'm looking at my little cheat sheet. Oh, and then 8 and 9 inches. I was going to say 8 and 9 inches, but I couldn't remember for sure if that's where I had put those at. So 8 and 9 inches, okay? So there is that, okay? And we are done. So that is it, basically. Now you can get your glue, your tape, whatever you would like to use for your items, okay? So this piece right here where we have a 1 inch on the right hand side, this is actually going to stay on your right hand side, okay? This is going to be the flap that folds over the entire folio, okay? And then this here, you can go ahead and fold that in, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and fold it back, okay, because we're going to need to put these two together, alrighty? So this piece right here, where it has the 1 inch, is going to go on top of this 1 inch piece here. And I'm going to go ahead and fold that in, okay, just like that. And this piece here is going to go in just like this. And again, you are going to need magnets for this, or you can, once you get your papers on, you can use your Velcro, okay, depending on what you're going for, what you want to do. But you are going to need some magnets. So I've got some magnets here, okay, and we're going to go ahead and first we're going to glue these two pieces on together, okay, and I'm actually going to grab my tape and I'm going to put some tape down here, okay, just like this. Now for these folios, because they are for, you know, Kimmy and for Tiffany, I decided to use some paper, like Tiffany likes coffee paper, so I actually bought a paper for her to use. Well, not for her to use, but for me to cover her book in. And then Kim likes the Mickey Mouse paper or Disney paper, and so I have some Disney or Mickey Mouse paper for her, and I thought she would like that. So okay, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up here, okay. Alrighty, and I just like to squiggle it around. Okay, and then now I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to bend this back so I can attach this together. Okay, so there we go. And you're just going to go ahead and burnish that in, just like that. Alrighty. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put on our pieces. So what you can do is you can go ahead and we're going to put on our little flaps or our little pages here. Again, like I said, this is a really easy peasy folio, you guys. Super, super easy. You can have it done in a day. And so this is going to go in the middle spine, okay? So you're just going to butt that up next to that that score line there, okay, and that is going to go right in through here, okay, and I want to put it down just a bit, okay, alrighty. Again, with the second page, some glue on that 1/2 inch flap, okay, that we did, and that is going to go right next to that. So it's just going to get butt up right against that other flap there, okay, just like that. And I'm careful to make sure that I'm not on the score line, okay. You don't want to put it on top of the score line. So there we go. So now you can just go ahead and burnish those in. Okay. And there we go. So there's your pages. So okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in the other flap, which is the top flap up here. Okay, and that's going to fit right in between here. Again, you want to make sure that you're in the middle and not out to the score lines. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue to this here. Alrighty, and I'm just going to go ahead and place this up at the very top of this area here. Okay, just like that. Alrighty. And this little gusset is so that way when you put your waterfall in here, okay, and your picture, because you're going to have your waterfall, then you're going to have your papers on top of here, and then you're going to have your pictures on top of here. That gives you, and then any little, if you want to pop up something, you know, like a little word or something, then that gives you plenty of room to do that and add a little, you know, embellishment that might stick up just a bit, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and wipe this away. Alrighty, okay, so for your waterfall, we're not going to add those in yet, alright? And the reason being is because you want to go ahead and get this covered first, and then put your waterfall on top of that, okay? But you can add your tape, or, you know, if you're going to use double back tape on these, you can definitely add your tape on there so you're ready to go. And now we're going to go ahead and you can cover these as well if you're ready to cover those. Now we're ready to cover everything, but what I want to do is give you a little tip of the day. So yay! So a tip of the day. A tip of the day is before you get out your paper and start cutting it, and then like you measure it and then cut it and then measure it and then cut it, right? Sometimes we do that, and I used to do that a lot. But what you might want to do is go ahead and measure out everything that you're going to cut, okay? Oh, the other thing we need to do is put on magnets. What you want to do is measure everything, write it down on the place you're going to place a piece of your pattern paper, okay? And then go ahead and cut out your paper. So all you have to do is just look at your folio or your mini album pages, whatever you've got, and just write down, you know, what the measurement is, and then as you're cutting out your paper, you just look at it and, oh, okay, I need a 2.5 by 3 or whatever you're doing, you know. And so so for that, I went ahead and I measured everything out, and you are going to need, okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to write down all of the measurements, and basically you're going to put a PP up on where you measured. So you're going to put a PP for your pattern paper, okay, and then this one is going to be 3 7/8 by 8, and let's see, did I say 3/8? 3/8, okay, so 3/8. So basically straight across like this, the cover is going to be all 3/8. So you already know that that's going to be 3/8. This space right here is going to be 6 7/8. So 6 7/8, and I put a PP on there. So I know that my pattern paper is going to be 6 7/8 on this side and on this side, and you can definitely write it on this side if you want to. It just makes it easier, right? Or when you cut it out, just do 2 of that. And then here we did 3 7/8 by 8 and, oh, yeah, 8 and, did I say, oh, if you want a border, it's 8 3/8, sorry. 8 3/8. And if you don't want a border, then just go ahead and cover it up. Do the 8.5. Okay, so it's totally up to you. I want a tiny border. Okay, so for these pages here, you've got 2 pages, right? So these are actually going to be, so I've got a P and a P. You're going to do 7 1/4 by 8 3/8. Okay, so I'm just going to write it on here, 7 1/4 by 8 3/8. Okay, and then on this one, P, we are going to do, that one is going to be 6 3/4 by 8 3/8. Or no, I'm sorry, 7/8. 7, I'm getting confused, you guys. 7 5/8. So, okay, so that is going to be for that flap that goes up and down. Okay, and then this one here is going to be, this one here will be the 6 7/8 by 8 3/8. 8 3/8 by 6 7/8. Okay, so there we go. All right, and then we've got that one. Okay, that's the flap again that goes up and down. This side here is going to be 2 3/8 by 8 3/8. Okay, so that's going to be your pattern paper for this side and for this side. 2 3/8 by 8 3/8. Okay, and that's a 2. Alrighty, so 2 3/8 by 8 3/8, and that's for this right here. Okay, and then for your gussets, you can definitely go ahead, and this is actually 1 inch, so you could do the 1 inch by 3/8 here, or you could do, if you're going to want a border, you could do 7/8 by 8 3/8. Okay, so that would be that, and then these would be, I think, a 1/4 inch strip, and you can cover those with 1/4 inch strips. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. You'll just go ahead and measure that and put your measurement down there. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and attach our magnets. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to grab 2 magnets here. Okay, so actually you're going to need 4. I just thought of that. So you're going to need 4. So we're going to put 1 here and 1 down here. Okay, and about like 1 inch down from the bottom and the top, and then over about like maybe another inch or so from the end here. Okay, and I'm going to grab my tape. Alrighty, and so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my tape and put my tape down there, and let's see, I think to get it, if you want it, measure it straight, just grab your ruler. Since I already stuck one on there, what I do is I grab my ruler, put that on like this, right, and then that should give you a kind of like an estimation of where you're gonna put that. Okay, so that's where that's gonna go. All right, just so that way they're kind of like straight across from each other. And I have to do that, you guys, because I am not straight sometimes on my stuff. So yeah, I have to kind of cheat a little bit here and there. So, okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is for these ones that are sitting here on top, you're going to grab your glue, just put a dot. Unless you already have the glue dot on the back, you're just going to go ahead and you're going to press those down. Okay, and just kind of press it down, wait for a second. Okay, and there you go. And then if you feel like you need to, go ahead and add some tape on top of that. Okay, just so they stick in place. Alrighty, and the reason why I put them so far apart is because our photos are going to go in the center part, right? So if you have a photo in the center part, then your magnet isn't going to close on top of your photo, okay? It's not going to catch on there. So it won't ruin your photo. So anyway, so I just wanted to let you know that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to need a little magnet here, okay? You can put a magnet here. This is far enough down to where I don't think it'll need it, but if we do need one, we can come back and add one in here. We are going to need magnets on here, and we're going to need 3 magnets here. So basically you're going to need 6, so 2, 4, and 6, because they have to fold over on top of here so your folio closes, okay? So we're going to grab 3 magnets here, and I thought I had one. Oh, there it is. I knew I had one up here. Okay. So I'm just going to lay these down, again, about 1 inch in from one another. And I'm just going to grab my tape first. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that down there. And that is about 1 inch maybe inward. I don't want it too close to the edge. So there's that. And then one in the middle. Actually, we're going to put one down here first, and then I can gauge where the middle is going to be. So again, I'm going to grab my ruler and I'm going to put that up in through here. Make sure it's kind of straight. Grab my tape. Put my tape on. And then that one's going to go in the middle part. And there we go. Next, we just need our 3 to fit on top of there. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then your glue on top of that. Okay. You're going to fold this over, and you're going to lift this part up, okay? And you're just going to bring that in together, all right, just like that. And then go ahead and press down on the edge there, just like that. Okay, and we do have the middle one, so we're going to go ahead and kind of push our hand inside and just kind of press on that. Okay, and hopefully those stick on there. There we go. So now you've got these stuck on here. Okay, the next thing you can do is just take some tape and just kind of put some tape on there. Okay. Just like that. Alrighty. All right, and there is your closure, you guys. So now we can go ahead and we can paper this up. And then once we get this all papered and everything, and you get your waterfall papered, on the back here, you can place your tape if you want to, okay? And then you can, and then we can go ahead and we can place these inside of our folio. So yeah. So before we lay down our 4x6 photo mats, our waterfall here, we're going to cover the base page first. I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I just wanted to share with you real quick, and I fast forwarded through this part. I wanted to share with you, I used the photo play paper for this, and it's very thick paper, so I did have to add an extra magnet right there on the flap. Even though it has the 3 magnets, I went ahead and added an extra one because it is so thick, and I didn't plan on having to use red cardstock to cover it, and then on top of that use the photoplay paper, because the problem I was running into is I didn't have enough photoplay paper to go the extra distance to cover everything. So I had to mix and match papers. So, but I just wanted to share with you real quick how it turned out. And because it is so thick, if you use a thick paper, you may need to add an extra magnet, okay? But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our waterfall on here. And so to do that, I wanted to go ahead and do that with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and grab our 4.5 by 6, and actually it comes out to be 4 inches, and you're just going to go ahead and place this right on top of here. Now I didn't add my pattern paper on the back of here, but if you want to, you definitely can do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to go ahead and place this on here. Alrighty, and I'm going to place this like right up almost on the tippy top of here. I'm going to try to leave like a little tiny border on here, and hopefully that is straight, just like that. Okay, and I didn't cover these. You can if you want to, but I didn't do that because I'm just going to grab my picture, and I'll grab this one. This one is of us being silly. So right now it has the ends on it, and I'm just going to tear those away. So I do have a selfie machine, and I'm still kind of learning how to work it. So, and I'm just going to place those like right on there. So see how they're going to go on there. And that's why I didn't paper the waterfall, because I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it. And then if I have some scraps, I might go ahead and put like a journaling card or put something on the back of here, like maybe some little fun things on the back if I don't have enough photos to go on the back of these. But I thought that those would be super cute on there. And so next, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your next one, okay, and you are just going to go ahead, and I put glue on mine. Just gives me a little bit of wiggle room, you guys. I've always done that for several years now. And I'm going to, that is a technique that I picked up from Kimmy Murray. She started doing that, and then I started doing it. So, and there we go. So now I'm going to lay these down on top of each other because I want to make sure that my waterfalls line up, okay? So again, we're just going to grab our next piece here, and you're just going to do this however many waterfalls you have. That's how many, I mean, that's what you're going to do, is just make sure that they line up really well, okay, right up against each other, just like that. All right. And I only have 4 waterfalls, and I think if I need to, I can add one more, because I don't think this is going to reach the bottom of this page. So just scoot that over and scoot that up. Make sure it's lined up. It's still kind of crooked. I'm just going to lift that up. And see how easy it is. Pretty easy too, because you have the glue on the back. It's kind of easy to kind of lift up because oh, it's still kind of crooked. I wonder if I cut it crooked. There we go. Okay. All right. So there we go. And then if you want to, if it's not adhering down, definitely just lift up and put some glue down there. Okay, get your little wipey here. Wipe that up. still not, but up against there. There we go. Y'all, I am a perfectionist. I can't help it. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. Sorry if I'm keeping you guys. Just, I can't help it. I have to make sure it's correct. Okay, so I have a little spot right there. And what I can do is I can just go ahead and put a little something here to cover this up. So she'll probably see this video, so she'll probably be like, I see your mistake. I'm just kidding. So this will just lay down just like that. So that is what's going to hold our waterfall in place. So how fun is that? Now, if you want to, you could definitely put pockets on the inside here for more photo mats or whatever. And I might go ahead and do that. But this is pretty fun. And I'm pretty excited about this, you guys. Now, we've got one more to do because we still have, I have Tiffany's to finish up too. So, yeah. Okay, so we are done with this folio, and you can decorate this folio however you would like. This is a quick and easy folio that you can stick 4x6 photos inside of it and have it done in one day. Thanks so much for joining me, y'all. Take care. I'm so glad you all joined me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And down below, I have some more fun crafty videos for you to view. Thank you so much. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.